Flagler's riding a 3-game winning streak and steadily climbing the Peach Belt standings. Tonight, the Selk Saints welcome Georgia College to Flagler Gym as they try to stretch the winning streak to 4. Saints basketball starts now. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on the Peach Belt Conference Network with our camera operator, Michaela Roman, our producer, Laurel Plexico, and the coach, Joe Harding. I'm Dave Wenda. Glad to have you with us. And, Coach, you were up there at the win at Lander, and you were just saying that was a wild back-and-forth game, and it took more than 40 minutes to get it done for the Saints.
Dave, it was one of those games. The Flagler men went out. They were up 10 at the end of the first half. Looked like they could do the same in the second and walk away with a comfortable victory. Well, Lander had something to say about it, and over the last 7 minutes of the game, they rallied and sent it into overtime. Now, you're at an away gym. That's a pretty much of a downer when you've been up 10 and you were up 17 at one point. Fortunately, we saw one of the craziest overtimes. Lander took 14 shots. They only made 2. They were just firing threes, but our guys stayed composed. They were 3 or 4 from the floor, 11 of 11 from the free throw line.
Wow.
And won handily down the stretch, 96 to 86. So a great victory up there for the men.
And that's 3 straight. Let's look at the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Bobcats of Georgia College. At a forward, a 6'7 sophomore, number 1, Austin Sloan. At guard, a 6'2 redshirt freshman, number 2, Brendan Rigsby. At guard, a 5'11 redshirt junior, number 11, Richard Crawford III. Also at guard, a 6'3 redshirt freshman, number 12, Ian Davis. And rounding out the starting lineup, at guard, a 6'3 redshirt junior, number 23, Brandon Thomas. The Bobcats are coached by Ryan Aquino in his first season as the head coach. And the starters for the Flagler College Saints, at guard, a 6'1 sophomore, number 0, Jax Bouknight. Also at guard, a 6'5 sophomore, number 2, Chase Fiddler. At guard, a 5'11 sophomore, number 4, Jalen Lemons. Up front at forward, a 6'9 sophomore, number 10, Kyle Young. And getting his second start of the season at forward, a 6'7 freshman, number 14, Boom Reeves. So no Malik Bryant today, and it's not even dressed out as an early 3 from the Bobcats. So how does that change things? Because Malik Bryant, such a dynamic scorer, Coach, who has to step in there and pick up the slack?
Well, definitely the guards. Jalen, who has been very, very steady all year. Jax, and we need somebody that can get inside the paint, because Malik, that's his tremendous value, is he can go down the lane and make things happen either with assists or scoring.
Coach talked about Omar Figueroa and Spencer Bain having to play bigger roles, and there's a rebound from Reeves, and there's the speed of Bouknight as he sprints into the front court. Spread it around to Fiddler. Back to Boom Reeves, and he missed in close, and then he hit the ground hard and is slow to get up. A 3 at the other end, no good from Thomas. This is Lemons attacking, and Reeves skies through for the putback.
You'd love to see a freshman getting his early start come in and finish a play like that.
Reeves so athletic. We see it mostly at the defensive end and on the rebounding glass. There's a 3, and it's good from number 1, Austin Sloan.
Now, you mentioned Omar Figueroa coming off the bench. He has been playing so well the last 3 games that hopefully he can continue that. Oh, that's a foul there.
Kyle Young denied in close, no call, and here's the alley-oop attempt for Sloan, and left a little short, and the Saints come away with it. Reeves will try a corner 3, and the rebound cleared by Crawford.
This is a young Georgia College team. They have a short bench. This is similar to our game last Saturday.
Floater no, and the rebound controlled by Reeves. up and down we go, stuck on that 6-2 score. 2.5 minutes in. Another three and another one left short, and another rebound for Reeves.
Yeah, we've missed a couple of tough layups inside under duress.
Lemons tries a long three, and the rebound ripped down by Sloan. Both teams went to the NCAA a year ago, and both teams lost a lot of offensive production from those tournament teams. Georgia College has struggled and are one of the bottom feeders in the league at 2-8. They're tied for 8th place with Georgia Southwestern. Here's Balknight giving it up to Reeves, gets it back, tries the three himself, and Balknight knocks it down.
Now that was big. We needed to stop that little streak we had. We had missed 5 shots in a row, and that puts us right back within 1 point of Georgia College.
Balknight, the Class 5A Player of the Year in Georgia during his prep career. Here's a straightaway three, and it's pure from Crawford. Bobcats up 4. Saints, by the way, 11-10 overall, 5-5 in the PBC. And Young goes in and scores off the glass.
What a sweet move for a 6'9 guy. Great shot fake, went around his man, somebody jumped over to take a charge, and he bent left underneath the rim, reached up and laid it off the glass. I mean, that is an athletic move for a 6'9 body like Kyle.
Kyle's brother Ryan plays at Duke. Watched some of that game last night against Wake Forest. And here's a steal and a finish by Ian Davis. So the Saints give up a turnover and an easy bucket, and they trail by 4 early on. 3 Saints waiting to check into the scores table as Balknight heaves up another three. Reeves with the offensive board to Lemons, and then a great look inside to Kyle Young. Credit Lemons all the way for that one.
How smooth was that, Dave? A reverse layup over his head on a diagonal cut.
Lead sliced to 2. Another three-pointer, and this one is good from Brandon Thomas.
That's his second one, so somebody to pay attention to down the road here.
Bobcats already 4 of 8 from long range. Saints 1 of 4 from beyond the arc. Here's Young attacking, spins back into a double team, and Sloan took it away. Bounce pass for Sloan, and he's hammered by Young, and into the cheerleaders they go. And Young got his money's worth on that foul. It's a timeout. We'll take it to 14-9. Bobcats with a good start. The women came from behind. They came from 12 back to win at 59-53 in tonight's opener. Sherelle McCormick with 24 points. Jessica Dowdy with a good game, 10 points. And what stand out to me in that game, Coach, was that you out-rebounded one of the best rebounding teams in the country. I think they're 5th in the country in total rebounds per game. And even though they beat you on the offensive glass, you did a good job overall rebounding the basketball.
Against Georgia College, I can't emphasize what a box out means, and we really worked on that in practice. And in the beginning of the game, in the first quarter, we did not do a great job. Okay, they came out quickly and had 6 or 7 offensive rebounds. But coming down the stretch, for the girls to overcome a 7-point deficit in a low-scoring game in the fourth quarter, they put up their biggest scoring quarter of the year, 26 points, and shut Georgia College down. And we can talk about that later.
Georgia College shot abysmally from 3 in that one, and credit the Saints defense as Fiddler launches a 3 of his own from the corner. Chase Fiddler.
I think Chase has been struggling a little bit of late. This is an opportunity for him tonight. As you said, who's going to make up the difference?
Inside, a strong move at the hoop by Chris Parks, going right at Tyler Collier. And the lead back to 6. So again, no Malik Bryant. Spencer Bain and Figueroa are into the game. Omar Figueroa. And there's another one from Fiddler. Coach Selden talking about Figueroa and Bain having to pick up some of the slack left by the absence of Bryant. And there's Fiddler yanking down the board. Tyler Collier hands it off. Why not another one? And it's good! Chase Fiddler, red hot from beyond the arc. Saints have tied it at 18. Behind 3 consecutive threes from Chase Fiddler. Three-pointer left short. Figueroa chases down the long board. Fade away at the free throw line is good. And the Saints have the lead, their first lead of the game, at 2018.
Well, as I said, Omar Figueroa has been playing really well. That was a great little fall away inside the paint.
A step through and a tough basket from Brendan Rigsby. Hand off to Fiddler. Reverses course, gives it to Collier. Back to Fiddler for another 3. Short rebound to A.J. James. And 3 the other way from Crawford. These teams are battling back and forth with the 3 ball, and the Bobcats have reclaimed the lead at 23-20. Already 19 threes attempted between the two. Fiddler to Bain, looking for Collier, draws the double team and has it taken away by Crawford.
Yeah, that's one of the things that coaches pull their hair out when the big guy doesn't chin the ball and brings it down below his waist, allowing a guard to strip him like that.
Rigsby tied up by Figueroa briefly. 8 to shoot. Backing down is Parks. He draws a double team, passes out of it to Chapin Ryerson, and it's another 3-pointer. Now 6 in the game made by the Bobcats on 12 attempts. When you're shooting 50% from 3, you're doing something right.
Especially when you're only a 30% shooting team from the 3 during the conference season. So
there's a miss from Figueroa. Saints, one of the best 3-point shooting teams, not only in the conference, but also in the nation. They are 5th nationally in 3-point percentage at 40.9% from beyond the arc. Spencer Bain finds a cutting Fiddler and has a shot rejected by Rigsby. Wide open, why not? Parks for 3. Rebound kept alive and controlled by the Bobcats. Parks is a load and spins into the lane and has it tapped away. Good fast hands by Tyler Collier, forcing the steal. Lemons.
That's a foul.
Asking for contact. Our officials today, Daryl Smith, Kenneth Totten, and Shane Grundhofer. One and done at the other end as Rigsby misses. Collier has it tapped away. Is able to retrieve the loose ball. Multiple subs waiting at the scorer's table for the next dead ball.
Under 10 on the shot clock.
Lemons with 4 to shoot. Goes to work into the lane, and he's fouled, and he scores! The bump and the bucket for Jalen Lemons. And he'll head to the line to try to complete the three-point play when we come back. Well, it's been a three-point shooting demonstration on both sides. The Bobcats 6 of 14 from beyond the arc. They've had 7 players attempt a three, 6 players make a three. And for the Saints, it's been mostly Chase Fiddler. He's 3 of 4 from long range. The Saints overall 4 of 9 as Lemons completes the three-point play the old-fashioned way. Pass intercepted by Figueroa. The Saints have numbers. Lemons lines it up from 3. A rebound to Ryerson. A little hesitation and a sweet move inside, and he finishes with the reverse layup.
Yeah, those are the kind of plays when you're playing a team that's down in the standings. You make a great interception at half court, come away with something instead of going the other way. So that's really a 4-point play.
Looking for Young. Way away from the basket. Now he makes his move in, and a foul called, a reach-in from Ryerson, and that will be Chapin Ryerson's first personal, second team foul.
It's interesting you saw that foul, and you and I both commented on a couple of drives. There was certainly a lot more contact than that.
Lemons for 3. Well done off the inbounds play.
Well executed. He was totally relaxed. That's a good shot. No one around him.
Ryerson, another 3 on the way. That one is too strong from Thomas. And a whistle underneath. And is this just going to be stepping on the end line here, or was a foul called? No, they're going to get a foul, I think, on
number 12.
Yeah, Ian Davis.
Yeah.
And Davis picks up his first personal. Third team foul. Timeout on the floor. It's the under 8 media timeout. We'll take it 2. Bobcats continue to lead 28-26, under 8 minutes to play here in the first half. Remember, no Malik Bryant today. He's out with an unspecified injury. He's not even dressed. Fourth in the league in the Peach Belt in scoring. This is Young inside and able to hold the pivot foot and patiently waiting for that opening, and he exploits it.
You hit that right, Dave. He could have immediately tried to put it up, and it wouldn't have worked, and he did the right thing. And another great exercise in body control.
Another three-pointer from the Bobcats, and another one goes down. Austin Sloan, now 7 of 16 from long range, is Georgia College. Inside it goes, Young pleading for the foul. He gets the bucket.
I don't blame him. He came in, and what a great up fake. Both Georgia College players left their feet, and then they tried to strip him as he went up.
Crawford with the answer. Stretches the lead back to 3. Balknight, great bounce pass inside to Figueroa. Young with an offensive board, and now he gets the whistle and the foul. Checking in for Georgia College is number 2, Brendan Rigsby. And Young steps to the line to shoot 2. Young all over the Peach Belt Conference statistical leaders. He's 6th in scoring at 15.1 points a game. He's 3rd in rebounds at 8.5 rebounds a contest. And he's 3rd in field goal percentage at 56.6% from the floor.
Well, that was a great effort. Kyle got the second of 2 offensive rebounds on that little segment. But that's the way you've got to play to get a little separation from this team, the way they've been hitting threes.
Fiddler set to check back in as the Bobcats go to work offensively. Thomas nearly traveled, gives it up. And that shot off the mark from Crawford. Balknight gets his man in the air, drives, extra pass to Figueroa. Battle for the rebound is won by Thomas. Georgia College doesn't really look like a 2-8 team in the conference the way they've played here in the first half, continuing to lead the Saints by a point. Sloan, another three-pointer and another one in. They've really shot the lights out from 3.
That's his 3rd.
8 of 17, 47% from three-point land are the Bobcats. Young, nice feed by Figueroa, and Young draws another foul.
I'm glad to see Kyle with that patience, because the undersized Georgia College team has no other way to defend him than to come at him hard like that and hope that he'll try to be impulsive. But his patience is going to pay off. We'll wear them down as we go along.
Young with his 11th point already as he makes the first of 2 free throws. Looks like Fiddler will sub in for Young, assuming he makes this one. And that will be the case as Young gets a breather. Fiddler checks back in. He's already made 3 threes. 3 of 4 from long range.
Now, we've done really well, too, with the backdoor cuts. So I'd like to see a little more of that to open up the threes for better looks.
Sloan lost it briefly, and now the ball tapped out of bounds. Good hands by Flagler. These teams, again, both went to the NCAA tournament a year ago, lost a lot of players from their respective squads, and they have first-year coaches who are both elevated from assistant jobs, Ryan Aquino and Blake Sellen. And there's another three-pointer from Ryerson. Lead back to 5. Balknight attacks and scores. He beats Sloan to the basket and shows that kind of quick first step.
No, that's a great move by Jax. The defense was spread. That's the time to attack the basket, and that's what they should keep doing.
At the other end, a tough shot, but the follow dunk by Sloan as he skies through and flushes it home. Bobcats up by 5. Their largest lead was 7 in the game. Great look inside. Fiddler to Figueroa.
Now that was an acrobatic basket, Dave. And as we said, those are the kind of things we see from Malik, so I'm glad to see Omar filling in.
I was impressed by the pass. I thought Fiddler did a great job of threading the needle there. Back the other way it goes, and Rigsby has an answer. Georgia College came to play tonight. Fiddler bumped on his way to the hoop. And this should be a non-shooting foul, I would assume. That is the under 4 timeout. 43-38, Bobcats. Well, healthy crowd has made its way here to Flagler College, Flagler Gym, for this men's matchup between the Saints and the Bobcats of Georgia College. Saints looking to stretch their winning streak to 4 with a win tonight. Faulknight behind the back. Lemon's shot was blocked, but right into the hands of Faulknight, who attacks and is fouled by Sloan.
Well, the Georgia College coach won't be happy with that. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Jack's had a really, really tough over-the-head reverse layup. No need to foul. If he can make that shot, you got to give it to him.
Brian Aquino in his first season as the head coach, after being an assistant coach and recruiting coordinator for the Bobcats the last 8 seasons. He played pro ball himself in Germany and was a All-PBC first-teamer in 2012 when he was the only conference player to average a double-double, which I thought that was an interesting stat. Mark Gaines stepped down after 19 years with the program, the last 8 as the head coach, to be closer to his young family. Bobcats by 4. Rigsby from the elbow, no.
And as you said, the Bobcats are playing inspired ball. They've got 2 players that are already way above their game average for total points. Sloan and Ryerson.
Faulknight goes to the floor, gets it to Bain. Figueroa for a 3, way short, maybe partially blocked.
Yeah.
Crawford takes a 2 and gets his own miss on the long rebound. Ryerson, another 3. That one's short, and the long rebound to Figueroa. Lemons can't connect. 2.5 minutes to play first half. We'll hear from Coach Sullen at the break. Get his thoughts on what's been a very entertaining first half. Sloan with another 3 and another make. Sloan has 16. He's made 4 of 5 from downtown.
averaging 7 points a game.
Flagler drives, kicks into the corner. Figueroa, triple, yes!
That's good.
Omar Figueroa knocks down a 3, and the lead slashed to 4.
Nice assist by Chase. He went to the hoop, looking at the hoop, waited for that defender to come in and rifled it to the corner.
And there's an offensive player control foul by, I believe that was Ryerson. Yes, Chapin Ryerson, number 0, picks up the offensive foul. That's his second personal. It's the 8th team foul.
Smart play by Jalen Lemons. Definitely a size differential there, not a healthy matchup, and he stood his ground.
Lemons will walk it up, hand it off to Spencer Bain. Now working through Young, and Sloan taps it away from behind. It'll stay here with Flagler with 21 on the shot clock.
Well, we've got 1:11 left in the half, so let's see if we can make up that 4-point deficit in the next 71 seconds.
And a travel called against Young, and he was in the process of losing the basketball anyway, and he looks a little frustrated as he walks back up court.
That's one of those, Dave. You get the ball, but you've got to look first before you turn with the ball and present it to the defense.
Now some extended defensive pressure by Flagler, and it's a turnover. And then the Saints give it right back as Figueroa couldn't find the handle. Alley-oop for Sloan. He makes an extra pass as the foul was too tall for him. Crawford cut off at the baseline, pulls up for the short jumper. No, and the rebound back into Crawford's hands. Gets Fiddler in the air. Extra pass, Sloan for 3. No, another offensive rebound, Davis. Reverse layup, way too strong on a wild attempt. And from behind, Figueroa is fouled. A lot of contact, and the crowd getting animated as well as they saw Figueroa being harassed by Ian Davis. So the teams will go to the respective benches. I think Georgia College called the timeout, and we'll keep it here for the timeout and get your thoughts on what you've seen in the first half, Coach.
Obviously, Georgia College is shooting out of their minds from 3. They're way above their 30% average. Their normal scoring average for a game is 70. Right now they're on a 92-point surge. So I would say that Flagler, I'm not going to say that they've taken Georgia College lightly, but I think we've been a little bit too free in launching threes, that we need to get down inside more, especially with the height advantage. Get a little bit of a lead, let Georgia College make some mistakes, and then expand it from there.
Bobcats shooting at 47.6% from 3, 10 of 21, as Figueroa steps to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Makes the first, earns the bonus. Figueroa, transfer from University of North Alabama. One of the great recruiting pickups by Blake Sellen and his staff. In addition to guys like Malik Bryant and Jalen Lemons. That 3 was off the mark. 4 seconds to go. Chance for the Saints. Figueroa will launch one at the buzzer, and it's off target. 46-44, the Bobcats lead it. As there's been an entertaining first half as Georgia College has come in and looked very solid. We'll see if Coach Sellen elects to come up for the interview, if he wants to get right in the locker room. And it looks like he is headed this way. So we'll just hold on for just a second as we'll get a quick thought from Coach Selland. Coach, thanks for joining us. They're shooting it really well from three. What adjustments do you want to make here at half?
Yeah, they shoot 32% on the year, and they make, they're right behind us and make 9.5 a game. So we just got to stick to our principles. Early on, our first 4 minutes, we had no urgency, and we let them get hot. And when a team bangs in their first four and you don't get hands up, it gives them a lot of confidence. So we got to change a little up, but we just got to stick to our principles. They missed some down the stretch, and hope they keep missing some.
No Malik Bryant, that's got to hurt a little bit. How have the guys stepped up? How will you see it?
It's been good. Having Malik out definitely hurts a little bit, but proud of the guys. We just got to keep converting. We missed some layups early, and we've had some really good looks for three too. I'm sure we made a good bit of them, but Jay Lemon started 0 for 3, and those are 3 that he usually makes, and Omar missed 1 or 2. So we're fine. We're right where we need to be. We just got to keep fighting and have some more urgency this half.
Thanks, Coach. That's Coach Blake Sellen as the Bobcats lead at 46-44 here at Flagler. Jim will step aside, be back with some stats and the start of the second half in about 13 minutes. And welcome back. Have a look at the first half statistics. And again, Georgia College shooting lights out, 10 of 22, 45.5% from long range. The Saints aren't shooting badly, 40%, 6 of 15, but they've gotten some open looks for Georgia College, and the Bobcats have knocked them down.
They need to settle down in the second half and not be so liberal as to throw up that three as it becomes open. And people are going to say, well, they shoot 40%. Yes, that's right. But on these misses, we have been giving Georgia College transition breaks. And so far, as you just pointed out, they're hitting those threes. So we need to come out in the first 5 minutes with some patience, get some easy baskets, take the three if we get it and we're wide open and we've got people rebounding, and see if we can get this lead up to 10 points. Then we can start to push the tempo a little quicker than that.
Meanwhile, the women earlier today, if you're just joining us here on the PBC Network, won in come-from-behind fashion, erasing a 12-point Bobcat lead and winning it 59-53. And we're here with Joe Harding, one of the assistants on the women's team, and it's got to feel really good in what's been a tough season to have a little win streak put together.
Well, it's do or die right now, Dave. We have 7 games left in conference. Today we were down, as you said, 12. We were down 7 going into the fourth quarter in a low-scoring game. And we talked about it on the bench before they came out to begin the quarter. This is it. We've got to fight. And if you saw what happened out there, we turned that rebounding, that we didn't give them any more offensive rebounds. We were on the floor. We brought Maddie Erickson in and Amuk Tong, 2 bigs, to go high-low. Maddie did a great job. She has a great sense of the game, screening, which allowed Sherelle McCormick to get some really good looks from those screens right from the elbow. And so when they tried to take that away, then we had people like Taylor and Jess hitting threes. Jessica Dowdy hitting threes from the wing. And so when you put that all together and you add the rebounding, the girls put together a 26-point quarter, which is by far the best of the season, and held Georgia College to 13, and we end up winning by 6. So that's a 13-point swing in one quarter. You got to take your hats off to that effort.
I thought one of the remarkable, and maybe one of the key points or the turning points in that game was when Dowdy drove in, missed, got 2 consecutive offensive rebounds just by outworking the Georgia College defenders, and then was able to put it back in and score. I thought that gave the Saints a big boost.
She has done that in the last 3 games. And that play that you just mentioned, if you saw our bench come off their feet, that inspired the whole team to get in there and fight. And then you saw on a transition basket that she led, the layup came off the rim and it looked like we were going to miss. And Amuk Tong raced down the court, grabbed the rebound, up fake, got 2 people in the air, and finished it off. And the bench went nuts. Those 2 plays really inspired the team. And then, as I said, we went on to score 26 in the quarter and finish the game out.
So Flagler picks up his 2nd consecutive win on the women's side, and here the men are looking for their 4th straight win, but they've got their hands full in a tie game with Georgia College, who's one of the bottom feeders in the league, tied for 8th place with Georgia Southwestern, just a 2-8 mark in the first season for Ryan Aquino after an NCAA berth a season ago.
Well, I was glad to see Dave coming right out of the box here in the second half, that we went down low. I thought Kyle got fouled, but Boom Reeves came in and finished off the miss with an offensive rebound and putback.
Reeves got his 2nd start today, but we didn't see a whole lot of him after those opening minutes of the first half. We'll see if he plays more here in the second. And there he is, ripping down the rebound and showing that incredible leaping ability. Balknight picks up the screen from Young. Now Young pushed way away from the basket as Lemons handles. 10 on the shot clock. Fiddler calls for a screen, gets it from Reeves. Reverses direction, pulls up from 17, left it short. Rebound to A.J. James.
That was a good look, and I like the way that they ended up the clock with that shot.
Thomas gives it up, gets it back in the corner, drives baseline, and gets Balknight in the air and scores underneath him.
Well, as we said earlier, Georgia College has done a great job of getting our defense to leave their feet.
This is Fiddler working a two-man game with Kyle Young. Into the lane, spins back, missed in close, battles for the rebound, and he draws the foul as things getting a little chippy underneath the rim.
And I was just about to say, Dave, that one thing that we may not have mentioned in the first half that I just saw a lot of here is Georgia College is doing a lot of reaching in from behind, in on our guards, etc. And that's not being called. So let's see what happens here.
Young tries a three and knocks it down. Kyle Young showing off the range as Georgia College allowed him an open look from beyond the arc.
So that finally puts us in the lead, 49-48. I'm not sure when the last point in the game that we had the lead.
Last lead was, well, just now. I'm not sure the last one before that, Coach. That's a good point. Here's Sloan, and he traveled.
Yeah.
Sloan's had a good game, 16 points all in the first half, 4 of 7 from downtown, 4 rebounds, a couple of assists and a steal for a guy who's well above his average. I think, what do you say, average is about 7 points a game, Coach?
Yes.
Saints look a little out of rhythm here. Young will try another one, and this one off the back iron. Rigsby gives it up to Thomas, and now another three ball, and that one off the mark, rebounded by Young. Balknight steps through, and a tough shot, drawing the foul on Rigsby, and that'll send Jax Balknight to the line.
Yeah, that's close to one of those intentional fouls because Rigsby moved his body underneath him when he was up in the air, and that's a move that the referees are supposed to be really scrutinizing.
Dangerous play. Balknight looking to make both of the free throws. You got the mismatched shoes, I'm just noticing. One's pink and one's green. And the Saints have extended the lead now 51-48.
So here comes some pressure. Let's see if we can get a turnover.
Reeves showing off that length, and a long, dangerous pass into the front court, and Thomas, and that's rejected by Young. Balknight the other way, steps through and lays it in with the left hand. And that gets a quick whistle from Georgia College. 52-48. The gym comes alive here in St. Augustine. Four-point Flagler lead. as out of the timeout called by the Bobcats, and they only have 2 timeouts remaining here with 16:32 to go, and that one poked out of bounds by Flagler. Saints with the full court defense there,
which I think is a good time to do this because it'll get the Saints mentality into having to play some strong defense.
That one poked away from Crawford, stays with the Bobcats. Ryerson drives into the lane, into the corner for Rigsby. Rigsby, a tough shot as he attacked and scored with the left hand on the floater.
I'd love to see that on replay. It looked just like a travel to me, but...
Young misses on the mid-range J. Thomas hands off to Rigsby. Rigsby, almost a copy of the last possession as he took his man into the key and scored with the floater, and the Saints lead has been trimmed to 1 at 53-52. Flagler subs waiting at the scorer's table for the next dead ball. Boom Reeves inside, gets his man in the air and scores it. Nice ball fake by Boom Reeves, and he's picked up his 6th point of the game.
That's what we need from Boom, and being able to score as well as rebound, that's a big lift for the team.
Extra pass, Sloan for 3. And that one goes down. Sloan is having himself a night. 19 points, 5 of 8 from long range, 6 of 9 from the floor. We'll work it through Young, back to Flagler, who had a string of 3 straight threes in the first half, and he ends up on the floor calling for a foul himself. Crawford calls out the play. Looks like he's going to take Flagler one-on-one, and Flagler commits the foul, and I don't know about that, Coach. It looked like he was straight up. What else are you going to do there?
And the way they have called the game so far, as I said, with all the reaching and coming over the back, that seemed really questionable. And he went straight up, so he gets his verticality. And as long as he doesn't bring his arms down at an angle, then that's not a foul.
Maybe the ref had a better angle than we did. 55-55, 14-17 to go. So ready for free throws now from Richard Crawford III. Bobcats playing a scrappy game here on the road in St. Augustine. Crawford's first one is good.
He's a 60% free throw shooter, so hopefully he'll stick to the statistic here.
Made them both. So that'll up his average a little bit. And now some three-quarters court pressure. Balknight negotiating it. Now to Spencer Bain. Tyler Collier has checked in as well. Figueroa on the floor. Collier looking for the backdoor cut, well defended by Rigsby, but then Collier goes right to the rack, and Figueroa found him.
Great execution, great patience. Tyler was the third cut, and beautiful pass.
Rigsby again into the lane now. Better defended that time by Flagler. Crawford has it. Hands it off to Ian Davis. 6 on the shot clock. I don't think Davis realizes it. Now he does. With 3 to shoot, Crawford lofts a 3. It rattles around and into the hands of Jalen Lemons. Balknight being bodied up by Crawford. Figueroa, triple!
I could hear Omar yelling for the ball up here, and thank goodness Jalen saw him and put it out there because he was double teamed underneath.
Figueroa, like a lot of the Saints, can really shoot it from 3. 5th best in the nation and best of the Peace Belt Conference. And there is Rigsby again. You talked about the kind of the hard-nosed approach that Rigsby has to in the game, and he's been an offensive force here in the second half. Why not another? Figueroa, no. Sloan grabs the board. Crawford and Sloan trying to work some kind of pick and roll action. Sloan with another 3, and wow. Sloan is up to 22 in the game. Bobcats reclaim the lead. Skip pass into the corner. Figueroa picks up his dribble out to Collier. 7 to shoot. Figueroa, another 3-pointer, no. And Davis has the rebound. Davis drawing some contact. Rigsby has it on the baseline. Now back out to Crawford. Thought about the 3 and knocked it down. Sometimes when you see that hesitation, that means the guy's not necessarily shooting it with a lot of confidence, but he was able to bury it, Coach.
He had so much time. I even think his coach had yelled out, go ahead and take it. I mean,
Collier, backdoor cut. Figueroa, beautiful pass from Tyler Collier. His dad was a Philadelphia Eagle back in the day, and he showed looked like a quarterback on that one as he threaded the needle for an easy bucket inside. But the Bobcats continue to lead it by 3 at the under 12 timeout. Well, Georgia College just won't go away. They lead at 65-62. And you talked in the break there to me, Coach, about this is kind of a crucial point in the game. This could be a tipping point, because if you get into a nip and tuck kind of battle in the final minutes, anything could happen. A bad call, a hot shooting guy like Sloan,
or someone like a Rigsby, people paying attention to Sloan, and he goes in and puts a teardrop in on you.
Bobcats beat the pressure again. And they'll give it to Rigsby. Now working through Parks. Another 3 is good. That's Ryerson. Chapin Ryerson and he has 11 points in the game. So Ryerson and Sloan well above their season averages. Balknight tries the baseline, back out to Spencer Bain, open three, no. And the battle for the rebound is won by Rigsby. Numbers for the Bobcats, and they give it up to Davis. And that was kind of Rigsby kind of set the tone for that play.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We scrambled for the rebound. They went on a 4-on-3 transition break, and he made sure that he gave it to the right guy.
So now an 8-point advantage. And that is the largest lead of the game for Georgia College. Boom Reeves goes inside and scores. Nice to see Boom Reeves attacking like that at the offensive end.
We needed that. We needed to stop this little run that Georgia College is on and get a little equilibrium back. So let's see what we can do on defense here.
A.J. James gets rid of it to Rigsby, slipped, spins in the lane, and makes another tough shot in the paint.
I mean, he's just, right now, has all the confidence that he can make anything.
Balknight is fouled on his way to the rim, and that'll send Jacks to the line to shoot two. Rigsby's been impressive, 12 points. Really kind of been spread around. Rigsby's had his spurts. Ryerson, and then Sloan is the high man with 22.
Well, if you saw in that segment, they went down low to 4. He's a big man. He opted not to back his way in. They went across the lane. They didn't have it there. Rigsby got it, and he created that on his own. He got into the lane. They kind of stopped him. He did a 360, fell away, and dropped it through. I mean, how do you stop the shot like that?
Yeah, it wasn't bad defense for sure. And now the Saints will show full court pressure yet again. Davis picks up his dribble. Throw over the top to Rigsby. Slipped in the same spot as he did a moment ago. And here's Ryerson for three, and a dunk! Skying through is A.J. James for the putback slam. That one's out of bounds, last touch by the Bobcats.
And Dave, to your point earlier, we're at a danger point in this game. Here's a guy that has not scored. They miss a shot, we miss a box out, and he comes in out of nowhere and slam dunks the putback. That's an inspirational lift for them. So we've really got to dig our heels in here.
Thomas is checked back in. Brandon Thomas, he will replace Ryerson. And another missed shot off the inbounds play from Balknight. Stolen by Fiddler. To Lemons. He drives, shoots, and misses. Davis with the rebound. Saints not shooting it great here in the second half. Although not bad, 44% from the floor. This is Parks, draws the double team, working on Kyle, and has a shot rejected. Another stare down from Kyle after a block. Lemons gives it to Kyle running the lane, and he's fouled hard by Parks. And you can see that that could be potentially a flagrant. And I think it's going to be a common foul. We'll sort it out when we come back. You're watching Saints basketball on the PBC Network. Big shooting disparity in the second half. Saints shooting at 42% to 61% for Georgia College, and that's part of the reason for this 8-point advantage. As Kyle Young, I think, is making the case that should have been a flagrant foul. He's at the line to shoot 2 on the common foul.
Well, Dave, he did have a clear lane to the basket.
And Parks wrapped him up.
And it wasn't even wrapped him up. I mean, he reached out and grabbed him. I mean, that's as flagrant as you can get. And Kyle's got to get over it because he just missed both free throws. So he's in an emotional state right now.
Georgia College, 2-8 in the league, riding a 2-game losing skid. Crawford shakes and bakes and lost it on the way up. Good defense, but given right back as Davis gets the steal. And then he's fouled by Young. And Young, again, can't believe it. He's got that incredulous look on his face. And for Young, that'll be his 3rd personal. And it sends Davis to the line. So they'll have Young sit down, and maybe a good time. Oh, no, he maybe isn't sitting down. Just comes over to talk to the bench. We'll see if they leave him in here with the 3 fouls. And they will sub him out. I think a smart move by Coach Selwyn and his staff as Lemons checks back in.
So now this is the smallest lineup that I've seen Flagler have out there in a while. No Tyler, no Kyle, no Boom.
Bain attacks and has a shot rejected right at the rim. Great defense by James, who's showing off the athleticism. First on the putback dunk, and then on the block at the defensive end. Double team. Crawford passes out of it to James. It goes right at Spencer and draws the foul. Seems like different portions of the game, different Bobcats have stepped up offensively, just as maybe Flagler is making those defensive adjustments. I mean, it's for a moment there it was Sloan, and then it was Rigsby. Ryerson has had his moments, and now James seems to kind of be stepping into that offensive role.
He's the kind of player when you're trying to press up high and the pass comes over, and now you've got a 3-on-2. It's not a fast break, but he can go 1-on-1 in a wide open floor. He's really difficult to handle then.
Extends the lead to 12.
Fiddler
to an open Lemons for 3. And the Saints needed that one badly.
Thank goodness. Great shot by Jalen. Right in rhythm, took his time and nailed it.
Crawford trying to feed James and nearly stolen by Bain. Bain doing a good job bodying up James, and with 5 on the shot clock, the Bobcats will just launch a long 3, and there's a rebound pushing from behind on Davis, and that was right in front of the official, and it's the right call.
And we need to pursue every rebound like that, especially the ones from the 3, which are really 50-50 rebounds. And that one bounced a good 15 feet from the basket. So I applaud Chase for making sure he got his body on him and shielded him so he could get to the ball. We need that for the rest of the game. We've got 6 minutes left here and a 9-point deficit.
Bain draws some contact from Ryerson, gets it to Balknight. Short on the 3, offensive rebound Figueroa. Balknight makes the pass. Fiddler, step back 3, yeah! Chase Fiddler with his 4th 3 of the game. And the lead has been sliced to 6.
Oh, this is an important defensive stand. We've got a little mini run going here. We can't let them get any kind of easy basket.
10 to shoot. Crawford goes to work. Attacks against Fiddler, draws the foul and scores it. Fiddler is one of the best shot blockers in the PBC, but that time Crawford with an outstanding offensive play, and again, can't fault the defense, or can you?
Well, in a situation one-on-one like that, most of the time when you talk about the shot blocking, they're coming from an angle or you're getting it on a help situation. When you're one-on-one, you've got to keep those hands straight up in the air. Now, if you get a piece of the ball, that's great, but he double pumped him. Chase's hand came down at an angle. They're going to call foul, and then he managed to get the reverse layup on it. So, we're back to a 9-point deficit.
And the Saints come up empty at the offensive end. Trying to post up James. Tough pass, intercepted, poked away into Figueroa's hands. Stops, pops, and drops it in.
Thank goodness that rolled back in. And now they've got Bigsby, number 2, back in the game.
Bigsby handling in the corner. Going to work on Bain. And a nice move as he beat a couple of Flagler defenders. Bain and Fiddler on that play. Balknight back out to Lemons. Get his defender in the air. Three-pointer, no. And Sloan skies for the board. Rigsby again spinning, drawing traffic, and an offensive foul. Player control foul on Rigsby. I'm not sure who it was who took the charge there, Coach, but he held in and took a lot of contact as Rigsby had left his feet.
Well, I'm just thankful that we got the offensive call because our friend number 0 there swished it from three-point land. That would have made it a 12-point differential. So we've got to take advantage of this right now. I mean, we're down to 4 minutes, a little over 4 minutes.
Lemons hands off to Figueroa, now Fiddler. Looking for that backdoor cut. Georgia College has done a pretty good job of shutting that down, but Figueroa with a tough fadeaway.
He did that against Bigsby to say, if you can do that to me, I'm going to give you one back.
Well, the lead back down to 7. Ball stolen away. And Figueroa, nifty reverse layup. Turning defense into offense. And Blake Selin wants a timeout. Listen to Flagler Gym come alive here on the PBC Network. Out of the Saints timeout, Flagler has cut it to 5 with 3:32 left to go. Georgia College continues to shoot it very well in the second half, 62%. Flagler has upped its shooting to 48% in the half. And a little bit of pressure shown as they'll back it off here with the ball in Crawford's hands.
Well, as I said about cliches, we need a stop.
Rigsby and Ryerson stepped on the sideline.
Talk about a very timely break, because Chase came over on the shot fake and left his feet. He was out of the play, and Ryerson stepped back to push off and hit the end line.
A chance for Flagler to cut it to 3 or 2 if they make a three-pointer. Figueroa attacks. Three-pointer, Balknight, no. Rigsby had it poked away from behind, and Figueroa just couldn't finish in traffic. Thomas backing down Balknight, works into the lane, extra pass, and the shot may be partially blocked by Fiddler.
Chase got a piece of it.
And Balknight, no one stops the basketball. The lead is trimmed to 3. On the shot clock for the Bobcats. Thomas to Sloan, who's gone quiet until there. Another tough shot by Austin Sloan, who has 24 points in the game. And we'll keep it right here and get your thoughts as a coach. 155, what are you telling your team in the huddle if you're Coach Sellen?
Well, first of all, maintain your composure. We're still in striking distance. They made a tough shot. Let's put that behind us. Now we've got to talk about what are we looking for. You know, I think they're going to tell them to take a 3, not early in the shot clock, if they're wide open. But really, we want to try to get to the rim like we've done on the last 3 possessions. We've gotten 3 straight baskets with easy layups. So I'm also wondering if they will consider trying to bring in one of the big guys. But I think we need to get a little closer than the 5 points that we are now, because we do have a little bit of rhythm going. So let's see what happens.
Young, Collier, and Reeves remain on the bench. So a small lineup for the Saints. Balknight attacks. Back out to Figueroa. Gets his defender in the air. Knocks down the 2.
Well, that play was made by the penetration by Jacks and the really intelligent move to pump fake and then shoot it out to the perimeter and let Omar do his work.
Eight to shoot. Crawford trying to pick his, and that is a blocking foul on Figueroa. And I don't know, it seemed like from our angle he might have extended the arm there. I know that's a point of emphasis for officials this year.
Dave, from my vantage point here, forget the elbow. He dropped that shoulder dead into the middle of his chest. Now, as I said to you before, the defender gets his verticality. You can be moving as long as you don't create the contact. And he created that. That is a very, very tough call at a crucial moment.
1-and-1 for Crawford, and he missed the front end. Balknight gets his man in the air and scores. And the Saints back within 1.
Great move by Jacks, and he had a tough player on him, Bigsby. And he got him up in the air. I actually thought he got hit on the elbow.
I was thinking a whistle would not have been out of place there.
I mean, if they're going to call it that way down at the other end, you've got to be equally scrutinizing on the Flagler end as well.
Now, what are they looking at here? Any idea? I'm lost. They whistled it dead as Georgia College was about to inbound, or had inbounded. Our officials, Daryl Smith, Kenneth Totten, and Shane Grundhofer.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a clock situation.
Got 57.1 on the game clock, the shot clock at 29. Rigsby will handle, picks up his dribble, and he threw it away! And a foul against Crawford as Balknight was bolting into the front court.
Dave, for just one moment there, I held my breath because the official coming straight up the middle of the court didn't blow his whistle. But thank goodness the official on our side of the court at half court blew his whistle.
So Balknight goes to the line. He's a 78% free throw shooter. And he makes the first one.
That's what we call a creeper. But Jax has great shooting form, and his shot is a soft one. And so it hit the front of the rim, but it went right in.
Misses the second, and we're tied at 85 with 45 seconds to play. Crawford to Rigsby.
Got to help out on this guy.
Rigsby with another tough shot. Took his man to the rack and scored in traffic, and it's 87-85 with 32.7 seconds. Still anyone's ball game.
Anyone's ball game, Dave. And as we said earlier, we did not want to be under 2 minutes in a one-point game with the way this team has pulled out every basketball offensive move that they've ever had. And 64% of the time in this second half, it's gone in. And of all players, I mean, this is recognition. As soon as you see Rigsby with the ball, there's got to be some help there. Now, they tried to come over. It was too late. You've got to come over and make him pull that dribble out because he's really only a shooter within the 12-point range. But what control off the glass and in. So
he's done it a number of times in the second half, either those kind of floater moves in near the paint or the tough jumpers when he gets into the key. But he has a way of kind of shedding his first defender, and as you said, the help may have come a little too late on that last bucket.
You know, we look at Crawford with 16 points. Okay, those are a little quiet. You look at Bigsby with his 16 points. Every time they've been in a crisis moment, this young man has come to the fore and got it to go down.
So Georgia College has used its last timeout. The Saints have one remaining. And Georgia College sets up some pressure in the backcourt. So harass the ball as Balknight brings it up, but really just cursory defensive pressure. About a 2-second difference between shot and game clock. Young is back into the game. They left him defensively for a moment. Here's a three. Figueroa! Are you kidding me? Omar Figueroa gives the Saints the lead.
Well, talk about holding your breath, Dave. Did you see anybody in the gym that wasn't when that ball was in the air on the way to the basket?
Nope. No, that was incredible. I wondered, I was going to ask you, do you think Coach Shellen drew up a three because they could take it down to within a couple of seconds on the game clock, and if you can knock down a three, you give yourself the 1 point edge here.
Well, as we discussed just a minute ago, he certainly didn't tell them not to take a three. They tried to get down in deep, but having Kyle in there, he set a great screen, and Omar nailed it.
Final seconds. They'll give it to Rigsby. Rigsby attacks, and a foul is called, I believe, against the Saints on the Rigsby drive. They're going to get Balknight, I believe, was the call, 0. So the officials are going to come together here. There is no time on the clock. Was the whistle before the final buzzer? As you may be able to see, the backboard is lit up.
The thing that's distressing about the call is Bigsby was never able to get an angle toward the basket. And so the defender has the verticality. We had two guys right there in a wall up in the air. And as evidence, Bigsby could not take a shot to the backboard. He went to the left hand and threw a quasi, almost call it a bailout, left-handed hook over the rim. And then there was some incidental collision on the way down, but that's been happening all game. I don't know how you can call a foul there on that play. I really don't.
Well, the Saints make their way back out, imploring the crowd to get involved here. Again, there are zeros on the game clock.
And I was just about to say, Dave, I know there's a little time left when the referees get done at the scoring table. I see 1.1 up on the board now. So, and this is a 1-and-1 situation. So if he misses the first, hopefully it'll be the end of the game.
He's only a 65% free throw shooter, and that ties it at 88. So some changes as Young is back into the game. Balknight goes to the bench. One more for Brendan Rigsby. And he made it. 89-88 Georgia College, 1.1 to go. Shot at the buzzer, it goes into the rafters. And that is a disappointing finish, 89-88, after the Saints had just taken the lead on a three-pointer. And that one's got to be a bitter pill to swallow for the coaches, for the players. It all ends up, and you talked about it, if you get into a battle with a team that has nothing to lose in the final minutes, you can get a rogue whistle or a rogue call that may cost you the victory.
And Dave, that's just what happened. And who did we talk about making crisis shots when Georgia College needed to get a basket? This kid had 18 points, but they were the loudest 18 points of all. And the thing that's distressing is we'd have to see the replay, but that was not a foul.
Coach Sellen joins us now. Coach, what happened on that last play?
Yeah, tough call there. I'll have to go back and watch. I thought he was vertical straight up, but hey, that play didn't cost us the game. We got beat early, but it just stinks for our guys. I hate it for our guys in that situation. You battle back and but really proud of our guys and.
You had a three-pointer. Was that the design? Try to take the lead on that last one?
Absolutely. I wanted to go for the win. And Omar made a big play, and proud of him. But yeah, just stinks right now. But we'll keep our heads up and keep battling.
Coach, thanks for joining us.
Yes,
appreciate
the
time. That's Coach Blake Sellen as the Saints drop this one 89-88, and we'll bring back Coach Harding. Coach Harding. Gosh, Coach, you talked about it over and over. You don't want to be in a tight game with 3 minutes to go, and then it was a tight game with 2 minutes to go, and yet Flagler got that open look where I think it was Omar who dropped in the three to give them the lead, and then with 1 second to go, 1.1 seconds, a whistle on what looked like a pretty good defended play. We'll have to go back and look at it ourselves, but your thoughts?
Obviously, since we mentioned that Bigsby has made big shots all game, but this time our defense recognized where he was coming from, and he never really got inside the lane. Maybe he had 1 foot inside, but he was heading straight out of bounds, not toward the basket. So Nobody pushed him there. We had our verticality, and he threw up this bailout hook. So where's the foul? And
yeah,
I mean, as a coach,
and we're up here in the rafters, kind of. I thought I didn't see if there was maybe a body, but after the physical way the game played out, the way they let them play for most of it, that seemed perhaps ticky-tack. Again, we'll have to look at the replays. The refs are doing it in real time, and we don't want to give them too much trouble about it. But obviously, if you're a Flagler fan, this is a tough way after having to battle back from, was it 12 down, I believe, and to claim the lead in the final 10 seconds on that beautifully designed play out of the timeout, and only to see it end on a couple of free throws with 1.1 seconds remaining.
Well, as you and I have discussed, no game like this is really decided by the final play. There's many other stories that we could talk about in terms of how did we let ourselves get down to that deficit and have to climb that mountain in a game where they were not allowing us to play at our comfortable tempo. Now, we got to give the Flagler team tremendous credit for getting back in the game. And how did they do it? By getting to the rim. It wasn't the three-point shot.
That's a good point.
The three-point shot did get them the lead right at the very end, but we had 4 layups that got us back in the game and good defense. And Georgia College clearly tightened up. They threw 2 horrendous passes. I think, did we turn them over 3 times in a row?
I think that's right, yeah.
And so that's a great job by the Flagler defense, and even better by finishing at the other end to take advantage of that and get ourselves a lead. But the last thing that I will say, not to proliferate our discussion on the refereeing, is I do want to see the replay, because my other thought is not only did we have our verticality, I saw a hand straight up. I did not see either Flagler defender, as we spoke earlier about bringing your hand down in a diagonal to try to block a shot. Did not.
Yep.
And Bigsby had to throw that bailout hook. He didn't even hit the backboard. I mean, the thing was an air ball over the rim, and then everybody went to the ground, and you're going game over.
Right. Yeah, and the gym erupted thinking it was a Flagler win, and then you heard the whistle under the din of the crowd, and they sorted it out, gave Rigsby a couple free throws. He knocks him down, finishes with 18. Sloan with 24. Georgia College improves to 7-13 overall, 3-8 in the PBC. Flagler drops to 11-11 and 5-6 in the league. The final again, 89-88 for our producer, Laura Plexico, and our camera operator, Michaela Roman. He's the coach, Joe Harding. I'm Dave Wenda. Thanks for joining us here on the PBC Network.